Hey, knockoff toy friends, get out those paintbrushes, get out that glue, because today we're going to show you how to take one of these and turn it into one of these.
On this episode of Stark Raving Hazelnuts. All right, guys, welcome to the show. You are looking here. This is the Hasbro 2015, and this is the Johnny Bananas modded version. Now, the reason I decided to mod it is because this is actually a really cool figure. It's a perfect size, it's a good, solid construction, a perfect weight, nice feel, but it's just lacking. The color, I don't want like the red, there's too much blue in it, and it kind of looks like a 70s lipstick. And, you know, on the legs, it's seriously lacking any kind of decent features and extras, which I have taken the liberty of adding with mine. So that's why I decided to mod it. Okay, so this is a cheap figure. You could probably get this at Value Village. I picked this one up for $4.99. All right, so let's put him over there. Mr. Hulkbuster goes there, and let's focus now on the new and improved version. Now, these are obviously, I know the show is a knockoff show. These are not knockoffs. I'm just stating that right now. But the fact that I've modded it kind of throws it into that category. For this show, I will not be speeding up the film and grabbing a paintbrush and going like this and adding things and twisting around like that, because there's no point. This version is a very simple mod, okay? So I've kept it simple so that anybody can do it, and you don't need to see me moving at 1,000 miles an hour, painting something that you won't, you know, extrapolate any information from anyway. So what I'm going to do is show you this. I'm going to tell you what I did, show you what I used, and give you some ideas, and then you can try it yourself because it really is quite simple. Okay. Now, before you paint any figure like this, because the original figure is very glossy, very shiny, you know, logic dictates that you're going to sand this down. But who's got that time? Who's got the time to sand an entire figure with all these nooks and, forget it. So what I did was, I didn't bother sanding it. What I did was I just used this Duplicolor Adhesion Promoter, okay? Improves adhesion for all paints, quick drying, clear primer, ideal for automotive plastics. Duplicolor Adhesion Promoter, you can get this wherever they sell Duplicolor car paint. It's a spray, you put it on. I threw 4 coats on this baby. Let it dry between each coat, and we're good to go. So this, basically what it does is it grips onto the figure, and it provides grip for the next layer of paint. Okay, so you might want to try that. That's a good idea. So the first thing you're going to decide when you're going to be doing this figure is what color red you want to put it in. So I chose automotive paint. Automotive paint is good because there's so many reds to choose from. The version I went with is Barcelona Red Metallic. That's the choice. Now, the reason I picked that is because this figure now matches my car. 2009 Toyota RAV4. So if I ever want to use this guy as a hood ornament, he's going to fit really nicely on my RAV4. But seriously, that's the paint I did choose. Barcelona Red Metallic by Duplicolor. So, before actually painting this in Barcelona Red Metallic, is you want to start masking off with a little craft knife. You want to take it and you want to tape up all the gold areas the best you can. The helmet, everything. It sounds like a lot of work, but it's really not once you get going, okay? It's really not once you get going, and it's quite simple. So you just want to mask off the areas in green tape. Then you hit it up with the Duplicolor paint, spray it, give it a couple of coats at least. Then you peel off all green tape, and to reveal the original gold and silver parts that are on the original. Then you go into the painting stage. The paints that I used for this figure, really, again, keeping it simple, craft paint. Okay, this is just really good quality, basic, decent quality acrylics. I used tin and classic gold for the parts. So, where did I get these parts? Easiest place to get these parts, go to Value Village. Again, this is a great place because they have tons of toys, and you'll see stuff like this at Value Village. Discarded pieces from modeling kits. Go through them, look at them on the rack, pick the ones you think, would best apply to what you're doing. And it's great stuff. You pick it up for a couple bucks, take it home, choose the parts you want, hit it with whatever paint color you need, glue it on. Okay? So that's where I got the parts. It's a pretty cool, cheap, easy way to do it. It's also a good idea if you're going to do this when you're actually putting the parts on. It's a good idea to avail yourself of a nice pair of tweezers so that when you are actually putting parts on, the tweezer grips it nicely and you can accurately place it like that. Especially important if you're dealing with small pieces like this or this where preciseness is important of position. See, it's all very easy. So let's talk about adhesion. How do you apply them? A couple of ways to apply them. You could use this, which is a really cheap dollar store 5-minute epoxy. You can use that. That's good. Okay, that's a good way to apply them. You could also use super glue, although I don't recommend that. I find this works better, or a really good hot glue. And when I use hot glue, I only use high temperature hot glue. I don't use this cheap craft stuff that works at low temperature because I just don't find it has so much of strength. This one is made actually for wood, so it's got a lot more strength to it. It costs more, yes, but it's more durable. Okay, so next thing is when you're painting, you want to avail yourself of some nice fine brushes. Oops, got one turned around there, but you get the idea. Okay, so you want to avail yourself of some nice fine brushes like that and like this. Okay, nothing too big, and you're painting the parts. Anything you can paint beforehand is better, and then glue it on painted. Okay, now a lot of Hulkbusters you will see have what is called the battle look. So what I elected to do instead of doing a lot of battle damage is I did a lot of just dry brushing with blacks, like oil and stuff like that. You see on the hands? So it just looks like oil or something seeping out, and I did it all through the chest up here, you can see there. Okay, just very light in the surfaces. Go along all the surfaces with a really fine dry brush and just take it and go right in there, the crevices, some dry brush, fan it out a bit, just to give it that, oh, it's leaking a little bit of oil. And that's what I did. I kept it to that because I didn't want to do all the battle damage because I want the pieces to stand out and the color to pop and have nothing competing with it. Okay, guys, there it is. That's it. See how simple that was? And don't forget, this one also comes with 3 batteries. It's got a voice box.
Yeah, cover the perimeter.
Cool.
Oh yeah, this is power.
So you might want to make sure that works when you buy it. Yeah, make sure all the parts are functional before you buy it. So once you're finished with it, yeah, it makes a nice display. Anyway, guys, this is Johnny Bananas. This is Stark Raving Hazelnuts. Thanks for tuning in to the Hulkbuster Mod Show. I hope you like it. Hope you learned something. And if you do have any questions, please, by all means, write them in the comments section and I will respond. Also, similarly, please subscribe and for notifications and what have you from our next videos. Okay, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. This is Johnny Bananas saying, so long from Stark Raving Hazelnuts.